Hi folks, Phil from Clearwater Airsoft here. I've been putting this video off for a while, but let's do it. Today we're going to replace the hot rubber in this VFC M733 with my go-to, the Quantum Industries Friction Pro. Absolutely stonking hot rubber. So let's get started. You might remember this tool from my what tools do you need to work on a GBBR video. Now we're going to see how it works. So put those on either side of the delta ring like so. The little bit goes inside the mag rail, and then you can lever back the hand guards thusly without losing the will to live or tons of skin off your knuckles. Now that we've got that done, you can see where the hop adjustment is for the 733, and like a lot of the AR series, especially these older ones for the VFCs, it's underneath the handguards. So having that tool is really essential if you need to do hop adjustments. If you've got the money and you want to and you feel thus inclined, I would swap the chamber for the Magnus Pro, so you can then adjust the hop from within the upper receiver without having to go through this process, which makes life a lot easier. Next thing we need to do is punch out the pins and remove, I think there's a little Allen grub screw there, so we need to punch these pins out, take that off, take the flash hider. We don't need to take the flash hider off, sorry. Do this so that we can then pull the gas tube out of the delta ring because it goes all the way through, and then we can loosen off the delta ring. So let's get my little armourer's block out that you will have seen as well. Put the gun on there. So other way around, I think it is for removal. Ah, that's the one, is it? No, it's this. No, it was that one. I was wrong, it's this way around. So there we go. Make sure that's in the right place. And let's get an appropriately sized punch and start doing this. Nice and easy. All going well so far. Remove this little Allen key, Allen grub screw. There we go. And now we can pull the gas tube out. See? So, I'm not worried about that. A little bit of wear looks good on these things, and it's going to have clamp over it anyway. So now that's free, we can work on this. Now this is where VFC really go to town on their GBBRs with thread lock. So you may need to heat it up, you may get lucky, but either way you are probably going to have to BFI it. So brute force and ignorance if you were unsure what that meant. But let's see if we can loosen this off. Get my trusty armourer's wrench. Now that this is out of the way, move that a bit. There we go. Oh God, that is tight. There we go, actually, that's... Oh, yeah. These are on tight, but we're getting there. That might actually undo now. Not quite. There we go. So, as you can see, the hop chamber comes out on the inner barrel, only short inner barrels on VFCs. You've got the hop adjustment there, the little O-ring, so we'll take that off so we don't lose it. There's the arm that does the hop adjustments, and that goes into this little threaded, not threaded, but it's got a little groove in the nut. So there's the hop chamber, as you can see the chamber with the original hop rubber in it. Okay, so we just need to pop the hop chamber off, put that somewhere safe, and then we can access the screws that hold the hop chamber together. We can take this little bit of plastic off as well, so this like just holds it in place too. Okay, so taking a small screwdriver, Phillips. There's always thread lock on these as well, but normally, of course this time I've got one that's uber tight, but ordinarily it's not too bad. Let's try and get a different head. It'll give us a bit more purchase perhaps. Oh, that does not want to go. Right, so just took that off the camera for a second so I could loosen them up. And once you've got them loose, they do come out. Oh, he says. There we go. Still pretty tight, even once the thread lock's been broken, but I feel confident we'll get them out. Not the most interesting part of the video, I grant you. There's one. Christ, look at that. Thank you, VFC. Why you have to use a month's supply of thread lock on each screw eludes me. Right, I'm going to do this one off camera. We are getting there. It's still really, really tight. If you do need to use any heat at this point, I would suggest boiling water rather than naked flame, because you've got a little plastic ring there, and obviously the hop rubber is made of rubber, and the hop arm, not the hop arm, I think, no, the hop arm is metal, I think. Is that metal? Can't really tell. Feels like metal. So once you've got the hop apart, which we've finally managed to do, you can see how it fits in. Now one thing that you'll see, Christ, all of the flipping thread lock. Yeah, again. VFC, please stop it. We do not need that much thread lock on these little screws, especially when they're made out of this weak ass metal that you make things out of sometimes. Take off this little cap, the hot rubber should come with it. This just helps hold everything in the right place. So put that down there, put that down there. There goes the barrel. Let's just get a bit of tissue. Give this a wipe. Doesn't have to be spotless. There you go. Give that one as well. It's got some oil on it from cleaning the gun the other day. So now we can put the new hopper on. So what you need to do, obviously, is get it out of the box. We don't need the nub because the hop arm has it on. But what you do need to do is you need to remove the little lug that GBBR hop rubbers come with, because there's nowhere for that to go inside the VFC hop chamber. So using some side cutters, if you've got them, the best ones you can get are the ones that are flat, so they're flat-sided, and you can make sure then that you get the cut really close to the actual hot rubber. Some of the other ones that you can buy don't have that, so you get like a bevel cut. If you've got a scalpel or a really sharp knife, you can use that, but you want to cut it so that you get it as flat as possible, and you don't need it. It does, like all, well, most hot rubbers that I've ever seen anyway, it does have an indication on it which way it's going. So use your little arrow to show that's the direction forward. You have that on one side, and you have the writing on the other side. You do have the little ridge that engages on the groove on the bottom of your inner barrel. So if we put these together thusly, make sure that's on. Okay, so we've got the writing there on one side, that's in the little slot there. Got the arrow on the top of the barrel. There's the old little nub that we cut off on the other side. So you've got the two retaining grooves on either side of the inner barrel that go into the hot chamber. Take the little black plastic sleeve from the hop assembly, and that slides over, and just have a sort of a rough guess as to whereabouts it goes. You want that open bit on the top. And then we can take one side of the hot chamber. I'll show it this way so you can see the detail of this little ring. Can you see that? It's not massively clear, but you've got cutouts on either side that go into little grooves in here, and this is what holds it all in place. And you want the hot rubber to be right underneath where that pin is, so you can push it forward until you've got it in the right place, and make sure that you can actually feel when you put it on that the barrel won't move when it's in the right place, once you've got these grooves on the lugs that correspond to them on the metal part of the chamber. And then you've got like that bit that's open at the top, that side's engaged. You can take the hop arm, make sure you put it the right way round. He says, we've got there we go. Next, should we get this the right way up? There. So we've got that the right way up. Can't believe I did that the wrong way. See there? So we've got the little groove there is for the nub and the hop arm. And just rest that on there for now. And then we can take the second part of the hop chamber. This is where trying to do it on camera gets really difficult. And it should just go together nicely. There you go. So once it's together, you don't want any gaps. That is really it for doing the hop chamber. And then it's just a case of reversing everything. So we're going to put these screws back in. I don't think I'm going to put any thread lock on them because there's still quite a bit there. I know it's all been broken and that, but it's still on the threads. Get them nice and tight. I want to keep the hot chamber so that it does get a nice seal. There we go. Don't over tighten these screws because they aren't made of the strongest material. So got the hop reassembled, got the hop on there. I don't know if we'll be able to see it moving in here. No, won't. Then we can put on this little plastic sleeve, slides over the inner barrel, like so. You want it to engage with the little cutout on the metal part of the hot chamber, right there. So this is where we're at the moment. Then you can take the adjustment ring, which you can see there. It's got the spiral on the back. Slide that over. And we want that to engage with the little pin on the hop arm, so hopefully we'll be able to see that moving. Yeah, that's got it. So that's moving. So we can adjust the hop, that's fine. Put the O-ring back over. We can put the chamber back on. So you see this nub that's sticking out on the side. That engages with that cutout on the plastic chamber. That's basically mimics the chamber on a real gun. Just a case of making sure you get it lined up. Okay, so that should just slide in there then. Okay, let's just give it a... There we go. And that is completely reassembled. One hop chamber with new hop rubber installed. Now we get to do the fun part of rebuilding the gun. Right then, let's put this back together. So take the outer, that is the bottom, and what's nice about the VFC guns is they do at least mark which way you turn the little dial to adjust or decrease hop. So we put the outer barrel in, and it's this way up. There we go, and it won't move once it's in there, so that's really nice. Just move the gas parts back out of the way. Going everywhere. Okay. Then we need to put that into the receiver. And we can start to tighten the delta ring up. Learn how to fix guns, they said. It'd be fun, they said. Actually, it's quite good fun. I don't mind doing this. Quite enjoy it. Okay, let's get that cinched up nice and tight. That's pretty tight. Now we need to make sure that we can line up one of these holes with that hole. And to do that, we just need to find, make sure it goes all the way through, which it does. Perfect. So now we can put the gas tube back in. God, this is... does not want to go in. Do apologise, I'm knocking the camera out of frame. There we go. Now I just need to move. I don't know if you can see that there. But when it comes through, just need to make sure that the spring is not in the way of the gas block, the gas tube. So just give that a little bit of persuasion. And now that should go in nicely. There we go. So once we've got that in the right place, then these holes should line up, which they're not doing quite yet. So we need to obviously look at this end again. And there we have it, the gas tube's not quite sitting where it needs to. Seems to be catching a bit. Let's just give it a bit more. A bit of a, so we can just persuade it to go in. Okay, now we've got the grip screw tightened up, we've got the gas tube running through the delta ring secure, front side post in the right place. We can put our pins back in. So just put that in and then tap them home. Because they're rounded on this side, they will stick a bit proud on this side. What you can do is when you turn it over, you can check. So you want it flat, flush on this side. So this one's gone a little bit further in than we would like. So you can just take your pin punch and just tap it back through until you're happy with where it's sitting. Until you've got it nice and flush. Now we've got that part of the gun done. Final part is to put our friends the handguards back on. So our trusty handguard removal tool comes back into play. Put that on. Squeeze down on the levers to pull the delta ring back. And then we can slide into place. Get the right one. The handguard, oh, goodness me, it slipped. This might be easier if I take the scope off actually, so we can get a bit more leverage. So we'll try that again. Let's go again. Right, there we go. I think that's gonna do it. There we go. So we've got the bottom one in place. Just give it a little tap to persuade it. And then put the upper on as well. Okay, we've got the lower on. Now let's just put the upper handguard in place. There we go. Take that off. And as you can see, nice new hot rubber. Everything works as it should. Handguard's back on, everything's nice and tight. Front side post is where it should be. And that, my friends, It's how you change the hot rubber on a VFC M733 or any of the sort of retro carry handle ARs. Thanks for watching, hope it helps, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video. Bye bye.